Hi, this is Sal. I wanted to give you guys a short video on batteries and how to set them up, how to care of them, how to care for them. This is the 24-volt battery bank that I just put together, and it's made up of 4 batteries in series, and you may be able to see that the batteries here go from the negative to the positive, then the positive to the negative of the next battery, and then from the positive or from the negative, let me see, negative to positive, negative to positive, negative to positive, and that's a full circuit right there. So these 4 batteries are wired in series, giving out 24 volts, and then that is in turn connected in parallel to the next 4. As you can see, there's a positive going to a positive and a negative going to a negative. So this bank is connected to the next bank in parallel, doubling my capacity. Each set of 4 batteries is connected in series with that 4 set makes 24. This 4 set is another 24, and this 4 set is 24, and all 3 sets are tied in parallel, so I triple my capacity, maintaining my voltage the same at 24 volts. Now, the one thing that you want to keep in mind is that when you're dealing with batteries, as you're charging and discharging them, use one of these guys. Use a desulfator. I've had this one for a while now. I'm going to buy another one for my 24-volt battery bank. As you can see, I already got it pre-wired, ready to go for the desulfator to come in, and I'll plug that in and leave it there 100% of the time. And what the desulfator will do is will keep your batteries from going bad by reverting the crystals that accumulate on the plates and dissolving those, or eliminating the formation of those plates. If you use this battery desulfator, those batteries should triple their life. So for example, these are 3-year batteries. These batteries with my desulfator, I expect them to last 9 years. And I know some people say, oh, that's too long, that's unreal. I've been dealing with batteries and standby power systems for over 20 years. So I kind of know what I'm talking about when it comes to these things. If the batteries are not discharged often, in other words, if you keep them topped off and you don't use them very much, but only when you need to, the chances of these batteries lasting 10+ years is quite high. It's only when you start discharging those batteries to 80%, 50%, and so on, that's when the battery life will begin decreasing. So I expect only to use my batteries when there is an when there's an outage that's extended. Other than that, they're there for an emergency, and if I use them great, if I don't use them great, because the excess power is going to be sold to the grid at all times. So this is an insurance policy, and you need to think of it that way. You don't use them unless you have to use them. Another thing, there's a misconception that I hear a lot, and people are asking me about it. It's about connecting so many batteries in parallel. In the case of my my 12-volt battery kit or battery bank, there is nothing wrong with connecting this many batteries in parallel. You can connect 100 batteries in parallel, and nothing will happen that is adverse to the batteries, as long as the power draw for the load and the charging of the batteries occurs at the 2 ends of the battery, meaning that, for example, this is my positive that goes to feed my 12-volt circuit. The negative comes from the other end of the bank, as you could tell, right here, and it goes out, comes out of this end, and it goes here. So when I charge the batteries and when I desulfate my batteries, I desulfate them here and at that end. When I charge and discharge, it's at both ends, causing the electron flow and the power flow to be even across the batteries. If I were to tie my batteries in parallel, and try to draw from this one here, yeah, they'll try to counterbalance each other out, but they'll get so screwed up that you're going to end up damaging batteries, because you'll never be able to do that satisfactorily. Some of the batteries will end up more discharged than others. Other batteries, when you're charging, will get undercharged. Some of the other ones will be overcharged. And that's a sure way of ruining batteries. So you don't be afraid of going in parallel, so long as you're doing it at the ends of the circuit on the battery bank. Another misconception that I wanted to draw, and I've seen this a lot on YouTube videos, is that people will put the battery banks under the electronics. That's a big no-no. When these things gas off, there are droplets, microscopic droplets of sulfuric acid in that. And what's going to happen in the next 5 to 7 years is that all this will turn to rust. This will all get messed up by the sulfuric acid coming from those batteries. So you want to always keep your batteries away from the electronics. Never put them underneath it. If you're going to put it underneath it, obviously enclose it in a box and vent it elsewhere so that the vapors don't rise up into the electronics. Don't put a vent outside the box and the vent just happens to vent out under these electronics, and it's going to ruin them. In my case here, I'm just going to put a cover here and a cover here. It's going to be very simple. The back's going to be open, the sides are going to be open. And that's the end of the ventilation there. I don't need to vent any more than that. I've got a huge shed. There's no way that there's going to be enough gassing to accumulate any kind of dangerous level from this. So that's kind of what I wanted to show you. I wanted to discuss, you know, the do's and don'ts on batteries. And obviously, anytime that you're dealing with batteries, right, you need to make sure that you're equipped to maintain those properly. So have a hydrometer that you can check the state of your battery's charge on each cell. Have a battery, you know, watering kit, water bottle. Have your, you know, distilled water to make sure that you keep their level properly, the proper level, and make sure that you have a load tester. Something that I'm going to add to mine is going to be a water leveling, a watering kit that has essentially 3 tubes that come in here all at once, and 3 tubes over here, and I just squeeze a bulb and it fills them all up all in one shot, at least for the 12-volt batteries, which are harder to do than the 6 volts. The 6-volt batteries are a lot easier to maintain using a single bottle. So that's essentially it. That's kind of what I wanted to show you guys. I will make another video whenever I have an update in probably a few more days, probably this weekend. I will have that covered up, and I will have some of these circuits already tied in. I'll have the remote temperature kit for the batteries and the battery monitoring kit going into here, and hopefully the AC onto this box. So things should be running along pretty well. Hopefully in a month's time this project will be officially over, and then all I have to do is add my remaining Harbor Freight panels to the other set of panels on my 12-volt side, and that's another 360 watts here, and that will power that pump that you hear coming on. That's my wife using water in the house. So it's going to power that, it's going to power the well pump that fills that, and it's going to power this, it's going to power the entire shed, all of my lights, all my tools, my 2 freezers. Right now my freezers are the only thing running off that system, and then it's going to get automated through the use of a IOTA automatic transfer switch, which I'm going to wire so that when the power being monitored from the batteries falls within a specific range, it will cut off power to that IOTA, and actually will cut off power from here. This will kill the power to here, and then that will in turn you know, cut off power from the rest of the system. In addition to that, that IOTA transfer switch will have the power from my commercial circuits, which will then transfer automatically to the loads that I have over there. So may not be easy to understand, but it's in my head. I know how I'm going to do it. It's just a matter of getting it done now, and Looks like things are progressing well right now. I'm at 20 amps, 27 volts here, and I'm at 14. I am at 13 volts right now and 10 amps. So that's it. Thanks to everybody for watching. God bless everybody. Take care of yourselves.